Imagine you live in Berlin. You and your family live on one side of the street, and your grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins live on the opposite side of the street. Imagine going to sleep one night with your family and waking up the next morning divided from your loved ones for the next 28 years. That is exactly what happened in the late night and early morning hours of August 12th through the 13th, 1961, in Berlin, Germany. No longer could East Berliners go to soccer matches for the operas or the plays. No longer could 60,000 Easterners communicate to well-paying jobs on the other side of the wall. Whichever side of the street you fell asleep on during the night of August 12th, you were on that side of Berlin for decades. The Berlin Wall stretched over 100 miles and was constructed in hours, dividing Berlin into East Berlin and West Berlin. The Berlin Wall also wrapped around the entire city of West Berlin, cutting the people of West Berlin off from the rest of East Germany. The wall represented both a physical divide of land and an emotional divide of freedom. After World War II, the country of Germany was divided into 4 sections: the United States, France, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union each occupied a section. The city of Berlin was divided into 4 sections as well. By 1949, the 3 western zones of Germany combined to be West Germany, or the Federal Republic of Germany. Even though the land was actually located in Soviet territory, the Western Allies helped to keep West Germany free by having the Berlin airlifts. From June 1948 to May 1949, the Allied planes took off and landed every 3 minutes in West Berlin. They made over 2,780 flights and brought in 2.3 million tons of food, fuel, medicine, and even Christmas gifts to those in West Berlin. The Soviet Union zone became East Germany, or the German Democratic Republic. The capital city of Berlin then was divided into West Berlin and East Berlin. The west section of Berlin became a democratic city, while the other half of the city became a communist one. Both East and West Berlin established their own governments, currency, police departments, and utility systems. East Germany kept its capital as Berlin, and West Germany established Bonn as its capital. By 1961, more than 2.5 million East Germans fled to West Berlin for freedom and prosperity. The Soviet Union had to come up with a plan to keep the East Berliners from moving to West Berlin. On August 13, 1961, the Berlin Wall was built overnight to keep East Germans from escaping communist rule. Some people escaped after the wall was built, but hundreds of people were killed by the German border patrol during the 2 decades that followed the building of the wall. A crude barrier wall was actually made from barbed wire in 1952 between East and West Berlin, but there was no border patrol and movement between the 2 Berlins was relaxed. The actual Berlin Wall had 4 construction periods. The first and second versions of the wall were built out of concrete and barbed wire. The third version of the wall was constructed in 1965 and was made with concrete supported by steel girders. The fourth and final construction of the wall took 5 years to build, from 1975 to 1980. It was made out of concrete slabs that reached 12 feet high and were 4 feet wide. The top of the wall had a smooth pipe running across the top to prevent people from scaling the wall. On June 12, 1987, United States President Ronald Reagan visited Germany and told Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, "Tear down this wall." During 1989, many East Germans escaped communist rule by fleeing through relaxed borders of other communist countries such as Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Poland. As a result, the Soviet Union eased travel restrictions. The Soviet Union issued vacation visas so the East Berliners could go visit their loved ones in the West, but they never really expected them to return to East Germany. The wall was opened on November 9, 1989. I was able to interview my Aunt Chris. She was born in 1952, before the wall was built. She lived in Hanau in West Germany, which was located far from Berlin. She never saw the wall, neither while it was up nor down. Her parents told her many stories of the old Germany and the new divided Germany after World War II. They told her many people thought the Soviet Union was wonderful to finally let the wall come down, but really the Soviet Union just needed the money to fix up East Berlin. West Berlin was taxed heavily after the wall fell in order to help East Berlin recover from World War II. Finally, in 1990, Germany became one nation, one united Germany. My Aunt Chris said she cried and cried and cried. She was so happy and excited for her home country.